Hi, I'm Skylar Fitzgerald, and this is my persuasive speech. Have you ever seen chairs hanging from a ceiling? Have you ever been punished for something you had nothing to do with? If you have, then you know how unfair it is. Why should you be punished for something that you did not do? This has happened to many students at my high school, myself included. Today I'm going to tell you about parent-approved release time in my high school, how it's being abused, and how it should be fixed. Parent-approved release time is also called PART. This is when you have a study hall or an open period during the day, but when your parent signs a sheet saying you're allowed to leave. If you don't leave the school, you go to the PART lounge, which is a small room in the library where they put a TV and some comfy chairs for students to go. Students who do not have PART have been abusing the PART lounge, which results in the staff taking it from those students who do have PART. The student handbook gives us a list of expectations for PART and the use of the PART lounge. Keep it clean, keep noise to a minimum, and no food or drink other than water. These expectations have not been met. You can see that from the stains on the carpet, chairs being ripped apart, ceiling tiles missing, trash scattered all over the room, and people screaming. Our Dean of Students says one of the biggest issues is when students who do not leave the building or stay in the PART lounge tend to wander the halls or go into other classes, which then makes them a distraction. When the PART lounge is taken away, students with PART are either forced to leave the school or to find somewhere else to go during their open periods, which leads to students wandering the halls or going into other classrooms, becoming a distraction. If there was a way to limit who gets PART or to add more supervision of students who do not have PART to ensure they will not abuse privileges they do not have. A solution for this problem would be more supervision of students who do not have PART privileges. There is an after-school program at our high school called Study Table. Study Table is supposed to be for students who are failing classes to go in and get help from teachers. However, these students are basically just going into a study hall with no supervision, which is when the students without PART go into the PART lounge and vandalize it. We know that these students are not being supervised because every time the PART lounge has been taken away, it would be after a study table got together the day before. In my peer analysis, 4 out of the 5 students agree that there is very little supervision during study table, and the lack of supervision leads to those students vandalizing the PART lounge. Having more supervision of study table students would prevent them from going into the PART lounge and vandalizing it. An example of study table students vandalizing the PART lounge would be climbing up into the ceiling and putting chairs in it. If there had been more supervision of these students, they would not have been able to climb into the ceiling and falling through breaking ceiling tiles or being able to put chairs up there. With more supervision, these students would not be able to get into the PART lounge at all, which means the PART lounge would never be closed and keep students from wandering the halls and becoming distractions. If a student without PART privileges were to go into the PART lounge or to do something reckless, one of the supervisors could stop them before it would happen. In conclusion, I have told you about what PART, or parent-approved release time, is, how it's being abused, and what can be done to fix it. No one wants to be punished for something they haven't done, so let's take back control of the PART lounge so we can avoid further problems.